Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to paint pre-finished or laminate furniture. Alright, if you're new here, my name is Claire. My channel is all about mom stuff, lady stuff, and life stuff. So hit that subscribe button down below if you are into any of that. Today's video is kind of something I've never done on this channel before, but if you followed me, thank you so much for coming back. I do get a lot of comments, not only on here, but from like people in my life about some of the furniture pieces I have in my house, because I do a lot of refinishing, and I buy tons of things secondhand, get things given to me that people don't want anymore, and I find that I just save a ton of money by just redoing things that already exist instead of going and buying something. Plus, I can make them into exactly what I want for my room design-wise. So I have a very large like credenza style piece that I decided I was going to redo. We just bought this house like a couple months ago, so we're slowly kind of getting it where we want it to be. And I had this plan to redo it, and I thought I might as well make a video out of it, because if you're the kind of person who maybe has never tried something like this, or is always admiring these types of things and have just wondered how you can do it yourself, watch this video and you will see it is not that hard to make something brand new out of something you may already have laying around. So I hope you enjoy this video. I will leave a list down below of all of the products that I'm using, in case you want to just like Amazon it and not like go to Home Depot. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Amazon a few things from this video. I hope you enjoy it. This is the piece that I'm actually going to be painting. I got a new piece of art and I was really inspired by that sort of marigold yellow color. So I am going to be repainting this sort of credenza style cabinet, and it is originally from Ikea. The first thing I'm going to do is take off all of the hardware and make sure you put it all in the same place. You definitely don't want to be scrambling around trying to find that last bit, like screw or handle or something that you can't find. So make sure you keep it all in one place. You're going to want to take all the doors off, all the drawers out, whatever it is, the piece that you're working with, if it has drawers and doors, separate it all out and lay it out in the area that you are going to be refinishing your project. Now, the first tool I'm going to show you is a random orbital sander, and I'm going to be using sandpaper that is 180 grit, but you can use anything from about 140 on up to like 200. I like to pick one just kind of in the middle, and you don't need to use an orbital sander. You could use just a sanding block and some elbow grease. I happen to have an orbital sander, which makes this a lot faster. If you are a person that really likes to do these types of projects, I would totally recommend investing in one of these. It is my favorite power tool ever, and that is the truth. So I'm just going to sand every single surface that I'm going to paint. Now, you want to be careful with prefab sort of materials like this, because oftentimes right underneath that layer is like a particle type board, and you definitely don't want to expose that. So just enough to get all that shine off and kind of expose like a rougher wood underneath that will adhere to paint really well. The next thing I'm gonna do is use a product called Crud Cutter, and this is a deglossing liquid. I'm gonna take a rag and just like, almost like I'm washing everything, and make sure you get those fronts and the sides and every single little bit that you're going to be painting. This will just like doubly ensure that any sort of glossy bits are completely gone, to really make sure your paint adheres. Once I've let that crud cutter sit on there for about 10 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and spritz it down with just some plain water and wipe it all down. This will make sure that anything, any dust particles, anything that possibly could be on any of these pieces is gonna be off, and that's really important to get a nice finish. Once the water has completely dried, I'm gonna go ahead and prime them. There are lots of different primers and ways to prime. I like to use spray paint because it just is way easier, really easy cleanup. I don't have to buy rollers and all that stuff. This is I believe it's Rust-Oleum. It's just a really easy gray primer. I will leave a link to it in the description down below if you want to go the spray can route, but you can also buy like actual like cans or gallons of primer, but I just think this is way easier. And I'm gonna just do a light coat on every little bit of this that I'm painting. Remember to do all of those edges and those sides. You definitely don't want to get to the end and find that you forgot to prime like a random little bit. I don't know if you noticed earlier, but the hardware and the feet actually don't match. So I'm going to just spray paint the little legs of this gold just before I put my actual like paint on, just to make sure that it goes where it's supposed to go and you don't see it. The paint I'm using is an interior high gloss. I like to use high gloss on furniture because it makes it really easy to clean, but you can use like actual furniture paint or cabinet and trim paint works really well. Anything with a high gloss is gonna work fine. And I'm just doing this like roller style. I haven't used a brush on this entire project. It's really hard to get the texture to look really great when you have a brush. I would much prefer using a roller. And because I don't really have any really tricky spots on here, I could use the roller for the whole thing. But if the piece you're working on has a lot of grooves or has a lot of edges and corners, you might need to use a brush for this. I got lucky on this particular project. I let that first coat dry pretty much all afternoon, and now I'm gonna go over it with a second coat just to make sure that that color is nice and bright and vibrant. Kind of depends on what you use as a primer and like what color you're painting if you need to do 2 coats, but I don't know. I just really wanted to make sure it was the right color, so I did 2 coats. After letting that dry overnight, I put it back inside, and now I'm just gonna put all of the hardware back on and reassemble my cabinet. The last step I'm going to do is write down the paint color and the brand on a label, just in case years down the road I want to touch it up or maybe add another piece in the same color. It is so frustrating when you can't remember what the color is. So I'm just gonna throw that label in there for the future. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I think it looks wonderful here and it looks great with the piece of art. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope you are filled with inspiration to go hit up garage sales and thrift stores and even things on the side of the road and find the beauty in some of those items. The process that I did show you will totally work on solid wood too. It doesn't have to be like that pre-fab, like, you know, vinyl-y finish. You could totally do this on solid wood as well. I just know that people really shy away from trying to refinish laminate surfaces like that because they do require a little bit more prep work. But yeah, I hope you give it a try because you will definitely change the look of your house and make it more personal and really make it suit your style. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and be sure to come back for more mom stuff, lady stuff, and life stuff. I post new videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!